Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening to this June 10th City of Janesville COVID-19 community briefing. This briefing is provided each Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. My name is Mike Bachmeyer, and I am the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We're going to begin this morning by reviewing the incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response. First of all, safeguard the community, including residents, businesses, and visitors. Secondly, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Thirdly, to provide essential services to the community. And lastly, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. Now we'll hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, including Situation Unit Leader Maggie Dar. Maggie?
Thank you, Mike, and good morning, everyone. I'm Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. As of yesterday, Tuesday, June 9th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported that there are 21,308 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin. There are 714 confirmed positive cases here in Rock County. And with a total of 12,004 tests administered in the county since the beginning of all of this, that's a positive test rate of 5.9%, which is significantly lower than my report last Wednesday. We are up to 21 deaths from COVID-19 in the county, which is an increase of 2 from last week's report. The city continues to await guidance from the county on the phase of their reopening plan. Some of our city functions, such as recreation, are following the guidance of the county and making decisions on programming based on the phase of the plan. We'll continue to follow that county guidance when it comes to public access to facilities and programs, so stay tuned to our website and social media for updates. And as always, we continue to keep close contact with all of our partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Next is Economic Development Director Gail Price. Gail?
Good morning, Janesville Economic Development Director Gail Price. As a reminder, all of our COVID-19 recovery information is found at the growjanesville.com website. Click the banner at the top and that will take you to our recovery page. Some of the resources on our recovery page, the City of Janesville's microloan program for small businesses is open now. Our application is there on the page. If you just go to the page, it's the second item down on the page. Loans up to $5,000, 20 or fewer employees, and there's additional information there on the page. The WEDC We're All In Small Business Grant Program will open next week on Monday at 8 a.m. Those are $2,500 grants for 20 or fewer employees, and the business must have started in operation before January 1 of this year. They will be taking applications starting 8 a.m. on Monday. There is guidance on their page with information about what you need to have to make application to their grant programs. And there is a number of items that you'll need to get. So they're encouraging people to go ahead and collect those items so that you're ready to go when they open up. The Rock County Small Business Emergency Small Business Loan Fund is still open and available out there, so encourage you to go to our page and you can link into the county's application. We want you to spend local. I keep repeating myself when it comes to spending local, but the more that we spend here locally in small businesses, the more that money circulates within the community. So one of the things that we've talked about, as a team is, what are some of the small businesses that have been greatly affected? And one that, I really hadn't realized is our dry cleaners. When we started this, we were probably taking suits and shirts to the dry cleaners and having them cleaned, and we're home more, we're ironing, we're doing our own laundry. Think about, giving yourself a break and, spending local at your local dry cleaners. So most of our businesses have reopened in some form. Just remember, many of the businesses are following social distancing guidelines, wearing masks, other requirements as that. Make sure you touch base with your local business before you go there so you know that you're following their rules. Again, encourage you to call the Economic Development Office, 608-755-3059 if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Next is Public Information Officer Molly Nolte. Molly?
Thanks, Mike. Good morning. I'm Public Information Officer Molly Nolte. To stay up to date on important City of Janesville news and information, please check in often at the city's website, and you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Probably the best way to stay up to date on everything that we have going on is by signing up for our email press releases. You can do that by visiting our website, which is www.ci.janesville.wi.us/email lists. If you need COVID-specific information, you can find that by visiting the same website, /COVID-19. And there we have links to local, state, and regional resources. We also have links to all of the economic development information that Gail was talking about, and much more. The City of Janesville continues to get its information from trusted sources like Rock County, the CDC, and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, and we recommend that you do the same. While this morning briefing will now be held only on Wednesdays throughout the month, you can continue to call the city's community support hotline. It's available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that phone number is 608-373-6027, and then 211 is always available 24/7. If you are on social media, we encourage you to use our hashtags, #OnePositiveThing, #JanesvilleStrong, and #SpendLocal. And of course, please continue to share this important information with your family and friends. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Molly. Next is Finance Administration Section Chief Steve Waniger.
Good morning. I'm Steve Waniger, Finance and Admin Section Chief. The EOC Finance and Admin Section is documenting all personnel and operating expenses related to the city's COVID-19 pandemic response for potential reimbursement from the Federal Emergency Management Agency Public Assistance Program. The FEMA program reimburses 75% of eligible assistance expenses, while the state has agreed to reimburse 12.5% of eligible assistance expenses. The EOC response team has logged 7,849.75 hours to date, and we have captured expenditures of $1,079,898.01. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we'll hear from Safety Officer Battalion Chief Ryan Murphy. Ryan?
Good morning, Ryan Murphy, Safety Officer. Healthcare professionals want to remind patients that they are still able to treat non-COVID related illnesses. If you are suffering from an injury or chronic illness, urgent care facilities and emergency rooms are still the safest place to get care. We want to continue to emphasize washing your hands often with soap and water, especially after being in a public place. If soap and water are not readily available, use hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. We should avoid close contact with people who are sick and create space between each other of at least 6 feet when we're outside the home. Formulate a plan if someone in your household becomes sick. If you wear a fabric, non-standard mask, or any other mask in public, continue to maintain 6-foot distancing. The CDC and World Health Organization recommend wearing cloth face coverings in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. Wash your cloth mask regularly after use. Workspaces and residences should be thoroughly cleaned daily with EPA-approved cleansers. High-touch surfaces should be cleaned with a higher frequency. Continue to take care of yourself and others. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Next, we'll hear from Incident Commander Fire Chief Ernie Rhodes.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Just want to say thanks to the city employees again for all their efforts and to all our citizens in the business community for having the courage to open up at maybe at a reduced capacity, but I'm grateful and very thankful as we go through the pandemic. Our current operation at the EOC is at a level 4, which means we are monitoring. We're looking for hotspots in our care facilities, in large businesses that may have a high employee population, and we are prepared to assist when necessary. We are excited to see things opening up, and I think we think that we can thrive, but there is a potential for a spike. There is a potential for a second wave. And so 2 of our response objectives for the city is safeguard the community and prevent the spread of COVID-19. I think as a government body, we have done a tremendous job in using all of our resources and our actions to really prevent the spread of the virus. And for example, handing out the simple face masks, which are really important, is one of those actions that we did to meet a response objectives. The next one is prevent the spread. The biggest thing we can do to prevent the spread as a community, as a state, as a nation is, as Chief Murphy always repeats in his safety message, wear a simple face mask, clean your hands, clean high-touch surfaces, social distancing, and stay at home if you're sick. Going forward, we need to change our habits, as you know, and for example, if you go back to work, using the water fountain may not be a really good idea anymore. Maybe you should bring your water in with you or a water bottle with you, but just be mindful that is a high-touch surface, and there is potential that the virus could habitate there on those surfaces and the application of the water coming out of the spigot and into your mouth and then falling into the drain. So just be mindful of that. I think that's the kind of behavior we have to do to go forward, that we can thrive as we move through this pandemic. This morning, as I woke up, I was looking at the verse of the day, and it hit me really well, and I wanted to share that with everybody today. And it's 1 Peter 4:8, and it says, above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. It is for that reason that I say every day, give each other grace. We are experiencing a lot more anxiety. We are out of our norm. We have to change our ways. And so please remember to love yourself, love your family, love your neighbor, love your community, and give each other grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we'll hear from Janesville City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thanks, Mike, and good morning, City of Janesville EOC members, our City of Janesville team, and certainly, a warm welcome to any members in the community that are either watching this broadcast or listening in via another source. Folks, I would tell you that, when Steve got up here and he talks about how the City of Janesville has monitored and kept track of our expenses associated with our COVID-19 response, that was something that we started as a priority back when we stood up the EOC, and we have accounted for every penny spent by the city on COVID-19 response. And his number today was $1,079,000, but down to the 1 cent. And that's a great effort by our city team to monitor those costs, but certainly a great testament to our finance office for keeping track of those expenditures. And that's important because we can apply for reimbursement of those funds within certain parameters. And the good news is this past week, the state announced a recovery program where they're using CARES dollars that were provided to the state by the federal government, and they're going to share that with municipalities and local government units. And so Janesville's portion of that we can apply against is about $1,031,000. And so we've certainly spent more than that. Trust me, we'll go back and keep asking for more. But because we've been keeping track of that money, we've got a great opportunity and a case to be made for reimbursement of those funds. And so I certainly want to say thanks to the admin finance section for all the work that they've done, and to the City of Janesville team for the work that they've done to keep track of those costs so that we can get reimbursement. As Gail mentioned, microloan program is out there and available. It's a city resource for small businesses that might not qualify for other programs at the federal, state, or county level. And so I encourage you to visit our website and check that out and see whether you might apply and it might be a benefit to your business or your organization. The other thing I would tell you is tomorrow will be 3 weeks since the county terminated safer at home restrictions and provided essentially some guidelines for how the community and businesses can operate in this new environment that we find ourselves in. And so we are waiting for the county to make an announcement about whether we're going to shift from phase 1 guidance to phase 2 guidance. It's not there yet, but we're standing by for that. I know the community's anxiously awaiting that opportunity, but I would tell you that, folks, COVID-19 is still in our community. Just over the past week, so from Wednesday of last week to Wednesday today, we've seen 68 new cases of COVID-19 in Rock County. And so it's still out there. You still got to do all the things that Battalion Chief Murphy continues to stress as far as safety measures. When you're out in public, you're going to wear a mask, you're going to wash your hands regularly, you're going to avoid those touch surfaces, and you're going to socially distance. And if you're not comfortable going out into those, kind of dense environments with people in stores and stuff, then don't do it. That's okay. When you're comfortable, get back out and get involved in society. But please, please, please take those protective measures. So again, I've been saying this since I don't even know how long at this point, but we are going to stand tall. We're going to stand firm. We're going to stand together because Janesville is strong. And so keep up the good work, folks. We're going to get through this, and your city team stands ready, capable, and able to continue to provide the municipal services and the leadership that this community so rightfully deserves. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the June 10th City of Janesville Community Briefing. This briefing is brought to you every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. We thank you for joining us today. Have a good day.